saying you're not there right now.
No, I'm not.
You don't,
I don't trust it, and I don't feel it.
You don't
right.
feel it, and you don't feel the commitment going forward. And that's okay. I just want to know.
That's where I am.
Blaine, where are you?
Like Lynn said, I mean, I've been doing a lot of things, trying hard. I mean, I want to make that commitment, and you know, something I've said to Lynn is, if we're going to move forward, it's going to take some time to get over this, but it's also going to take as long as we want it to. If we want to keep bringing this back up, if we want to keep rehashing it, hurting each other over again, it's going to take longer and longer. And I mean, at some point, I just want us both to say we're on board or we aren't.
You want to know what I think?
I guess that's why I flew out here.
Yeah. Look, my view is that the two of you, at the point that you came into my life, I believe you were on self-destruct. You were doing things that obviously were unraveling your life and your world. Not just your marriage, you were feeling bad about the things you were doing. You were starting to beat yourself up and hate yourself. True? Mm-hmm. And the same thing is true with you. The involvement with the pornography. You said, I'm not proud of that. I don't like that. I mean, you've tried to be in denial about it and say, well, you know, it's not really relevant to her. They do this in other countries. It's just boys being boys. You know better than that. That's not good. So, and the self-destructive was other destructive as well. His involvement with pornography was not irrelevant to you, was it?
No.
It was emotionally relevant to you. It was relationship relevant to you in so many ways.
It brought a lot of things, when I look back, things like missed anniversaries and Mother's Day, and I think, okay, well, if you were able to go to the pornography shop, why couldn't you stop and get me a card? You know, it made those things even more hurtful.
Yeah, you have time to go do that, but you have no time to invest in me. I mean, do you see how, I mean, it just filters down. And there's two levels that we can talk about here. One are the behaviors. You have to stop that. You know, the first thing we got to do is stop the bleeding, right? You're heading down the wrong path when you're pursuing pornography. And by the way, if you think that's just, oh, it's not that big a deal to her or whatever, it only affects me, think about this next time you get that urge. Every time you go look at some pornography, that's somebody's daughter. Somebody's daughter has gotten pulled into a dark and evil world. And that's not okay. So in addition to here, that's just, you don't want to be funding that. So you've got to stop that. Behaviorally, you've got to stop pursuing this other guy or any other guy. And you and I have talked about this. You don't want the other guy. What you want are the feelings that awaken you. It awakens your brain. It awakens your body, your heart. It awakens all that. That's what you want, is the feeling. It's not that guy. You know, you said that you have ADD. That's part of that. You're trying to awaken your brain. You know, this is something where I don't, you know, I'm not much for letting people lay things off on other stuff, but I want to tell you, the ADD aspect here is very significant. And you need to learn how to manage your brain, because you're using those things to stimulate you and awaken your brain and your body. And there are some other ways to do that that don't have the downsides that this does. I'm not trying to give you an excuse, but that is a major factor, Lynn.
Then why did I marry such a placid man? And is that a bad choice? Should we even try to work together? I mean, I used to think he was a great compliment to me, but now I'm thinking, gee.
Well, I don't think I think he's kind of cool.
He's a great guy. I mean, he's a great guy, but doesn't he deserve somebody who's not?
I mean, he's kind of like a cool breeze, you know? He's got that, you know, I love his hair. You can look at the behaviors and you can change those. Simple to talk about, hard to do. But what you really have to deal with are the needs that are driving the behaviors. I believe that cool guy here has a definite fear of intimacy. I think it's real hard for you to get really open, close, and vulnerable to another person. And that's why something that's two-dimensional, something that's abstract, something like pornography is a safe place for you. Right. Because there's no fear of rejection, there's no fear of pain, there's no fear of hurt. It's a way to meet needs without really plugging in and engaging. And the problem is, you have a woman here that really needs plugging into, really needs being engaged with, really needs to be involved. Have you ever heard that old saying, what I fear, I create?
I don't think I have.
Well,
no.
write it down and remember it, because it's true. What you fear, you create. What you fear is getting hurt by someone you care about, and so you pull back and protect yourself and create getting hurt by someone you care about. You have to deal with that individually. You. Same thing. What need is driving you to do this? Let me tell you what I know about you for sure. I know you're smart. I know you have a good, giving, and generous heart. I know that you are a very moral person, that you have a moral code that it just really kills you to violate. So why are you doing this? You need to figure out what need you're trying to meet, because it doesn't have anything to do with Blaine. It has to do with the need you're trying to meet. And I'm telling you, in my estimation, a big part of this has to do with your adult ADD. We spent a lot of hours together. You talked more than probably everybody else combined. Okay, which was okay. I could have stopped you. I don't have any trouble at all telling somebody to put a cork in it. But you need that stimulation. You need that involvement. And what I want you to do is get that under control. And I have arranged for the absolute, in my opinion, world-class expert in ADD and brain management to work with you personally, individually, to show you ways to manage that aspect so you don't go out and make all these irrational decisions. So here's what I'm telling you guys. I think you have some individual work you need to do. And what I want you to do is not make one single decision about your marriage until you've done what I'm talking about. I will get you help to do what you need to do. If you want it, I'll arrange it, we'll pay for it, we'll set it up, we'll get you all the help you need to explore those issues. I think you need to get yourselves straight before you make decisions about your marriage and family. So you come to it with clear eye, level head, and you can say, you know, maybe it is time that we wipe the slate clean, forgive ourselves and each other, and see if we have something here to build on. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a great plan.
And I will help you and guide you through this whole process. When you were here the other day, that was just a beginning. We just met, we got things on the table, and we said, all right, here it is, now let's build on it going forward. You know, that was just a beginning. And now it's time to deal with what you identified and move forward. And I want to be a really good ally. Fair enough?
Fair.
All right. Our next housewife lived with her secret of being a bulimic for over half of her life.